Hi, today is February 26th, 2018. And my name is David. And today I have a feeling that I've had before. And it is a feeling of peace. It is a feeling of emptiness. In a way, I know that it is God's will. At one point, he told me, he said, if you could make yourself an empty vessel for my name's sake, then I can use you spiritually. And, so many times I've said some interesting prayers, and sometimes even thrown my hands up in the air and said, into thy hand I commend my spirit. This time I didn't do that, but I recognized that God was using me today for a spiritual purpose. And I don't really know exactly how that all works out, but I just know that God's prepared me and He's trained me for this. He's given me great wisdom, great understanding, and to whom much is given, much is expected. And so, I'm at the mercy of God. I recognize that, without a spirit, I am left, at the mercy of God. Essentially, my biggest hope is I keep looking at the Beatitudes. It says, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And the scripture, Matthew 18:10, which says something like, take heed that you despise not one of these little ones, for I tell you that in heaven they have an angel that beholds the face of my Father always. I think I messed the wording up a little bit, but look it up for yourself. I've always been reading the King James Version, but there might be some different translations. But I just know that God's looking out for me. I'm trusting in Him. I did decide to go back to my job today. My boss called me, needed some help, and I went. I understand. That's different than what I did a week ago when I left the job. But I'm trying to be, I guess, so that the decisions that I make are still admirable in the eyes of the world and society, and taking care of my family. And there's certain financial obligations. The end of the month comes and bills are due. So I'm trying to do my best. And so I'm just making this video just to kind of share some of my feelings. I know God's looking out for me, though. I've been seeing Him work around me, and He's been showing me signs. He's been talking to me about what's next, and I've heard the White House, and I have two thoughts. Is like the White House, Washington D.C. of America, or there was one other time when God was talking to me about the White House being like the pure house. It's white, it's clean, like heaven. So that would be great if the White House was next. And but then I also think of it in terms of physically or spiritually. And I say that like this, physically, would I would I pick up from where I'm at on the West Coast and move to the East Coast to be at the White House? But if I say spiritually, would the spirit that I carried pick up, somehow be transferred by God's power from the West Coast to the East Coast to reside within another vessel, another empty vessel at the White House. You know, it's very complicated what God is doing, and I recognize that He's not a respecter of persons, but He knows His children. His children hear His voice and they follow. And so I'm just being obedient, and you know, for the time being, if I need to walk in a great peace, feeling empty, but knowing that I have an angel in heaven that beholds the face of my Father, you know, there's confidence in that, and trust. You know, I just trust my Father. He's good. He loves me, and I'm just sharing these thoughts because I don't know what's coming next. You know, I'm just like anybody else, but I have ears to hear, and God keeps revealing, you know, as we go. And it's not like He's revealing, you know, exactly how the next day is going to look. And, you know, I just go about my day and watch for God working around me, you know, bringing those works that He might want me to fulfill. And, you know, I just hope that I can bring forth some fruit into the kingdom, whatever that looks like. So anyway, sharing my thoughts. God bless you. Have a great day. Bye.